Testing. Microphone testing. All right. So yeah, let's get this started. I am gonna be using only stock stuff to make some techno today. So I hope you guys stick around and enjoy what I create. All right, so drums. I really like these minimal kicks. They're pretty techno-y, although they have like a weird click. Ooh, I kind of like this one right here. Let's try the drums mode audio. This is stock, right? I'm pretty sure this is stock. Alright, step one first though is putting the BPM at like 121. Like this one. Let's just go, bro. Let's just go. We can fix everything later. Put it in the playlist, highlight a section, that way we can start adding to it. Go into the master. I like to add span. This is not a stock plugin, but you can get it for free. And I highly recommend it because it comes in handy. So this is tuned to D sharp or E. Let me see. Why isn't it changing? Why isn't it changing? That's weird. This is always the annoying thing about stock plugins, you know, you gotta find good stuff. Kinda like that one. Come on, baby, give me something good. Let's kind of dim this IN. Fuck it, we're using this one. It's A, I think. Let me turn this up. Yeah, it's tuned to A. Alright, we're gonna stay in the key of A minor for the sake of the kick. It's always nice to work the song around the root of the kick drum, because it just fits better together that way, especially like when it comes to techno mostly, because the bass and the low end is like the driving force of most of the track. So all right, let's put in the rest of the drums. Give it some attack time right here. Cut itself so that it doesn't clash. Maybe shorten it. Add some velocity changes. Do the same thing to this one. Maybe change the pitch of some of them. Still need some more velocity changes. Sounds terrible right now, guys, but just you gotta trust me. You gotta trust me on this. It gets better, I swear. Hold on, let me read your comments real quick. Let it be on your channel, please. Yeah, I will. I'll leave it. I'll try not to make it like super long. Maybe I'll be on for like an hour or two. Just depends. Good morning. I guess it's morning, right? It's like 1 in the morning here where I'm at. All right, but yeah, just trust in the process. In the beginning, you know, it's always like not gonna sound the way you want it to, but just keep going, you know. add some shift to this. Add some velocity changes. And actually, what we need to do is clone the kick. Add 4 to it as well. Rename this Ghost, or actually rename this Sidechain. Since I'm not going to be using third-party VSTs, I need to do some stock sidechain. So let's just link everything to the mixer right now, just so that I just get it out of the way right now. And then you're gonna unroute this from the master. That way, like this one, the sidechain doesn't come through. Only the signal comes through, but not the actual sound. And then let's say I wanna sidechain this shaker right here. You're just gonna right click on it on the bottom here, sidechain to this track, and you're gonna insert a limiter. I already have a preset for it, but what you would do normally is you go into the compression side, you right click here, and then you just choose sidechain, and then you adjust these parameters here to affect how much sidechain you want to do. I think that's good. I think I want to do it to this one too. And I suggest you guys make a preset. So once you have this, once you have it all set up, the way you make a preset is you go here, save preset as, and then you save it as a preset, and it'll come up here wherever you save it. So man, I really don't like that kick. It sounds too dry, you know. Maybe we can add like a top layer to that kick. Kind of like the top into this one, so let's do that. Rename this top kick. This is how you make your own kicks too. That way, like, you can just save them. If you're doing stock stuff, you know. Move this over. Solo both of these. Go into the first one. Add an EQ. Remove the high end. Maybe about there. And then grab the second one. Add an EQ, but remove the low end to this one. The reason that I do a side, the reason that I do a ghost kick is because when the kick is playing here, for example, look, I'll just give you guys an example of it. You click on it, split by channel. Let me just delete all these. That's a good question, but I have a good answer for it, I promise. All right. So say you just use a normal kick to sidechain, right? This doesn't exist, and you just use a normal sidechain. If at one point in the song you don't have the kick playing, the sidechain stops. So the song is gonna sound kind of weird, you know, because everything's gonna be sidechain, and then the kick's gonna stop, and then the sidechain's gonna stop. because you have the main kick routed to the other sounds, you know? But if you have a ghost kick, you can just have the ghost kick, and since it's not playing an actual sound, you can remove the kick and it'll still sidechain when the kick isn't there. I hope that makes sense. Like I hope I explained that pretty good. Um but yeah, that's the reason I do this. Normally I just use a third party VST to do the sidechain, and I just put it on the actual channel of whatever instrument I'm sidechaining. That way like it's constantly sidechaining even if I don't have the kick. But when I do things like with stock plugins, then I do this way. That way I just have this playing and it's still sidechaining even if the kick isn't there. But yeah. Alright, let's go. Keep going. But yeah, if y'all have questions, man, just keep asking. I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, let's get this top kick going. Detach. Click here, detached. That way it stays on top, and then do the same thing for the low end kick. Click on detached. That way you kind of have them side by side. You can see where you're doing the EQing. I think kind of right here, somewhere in the middle, you know. I think that kick sounds way better than just this, you know. When you combine two of them. Ooh, all right. I think I need another hi-hat too, man. Just the kick sounds good. I'm watching this on my phone. Cool. Industrial techno. Sure. I'll give it a try. I just love all kinds of techno, really. I'm glad this sounds good on the phone, though. I know it's like super different listening to this on your phone than on like headphones or like speakers, monitors. So all these sounds are from this drums mode audio pack. That's pretty good sounds. Let's go into the foley. Just kind of gotta experiment with it, you know. Actually, let's combine these two into one. Just name it kick and color it or something, that way it stands out. Move it over, then grab these two, route to this track only, and now you have both of them just playing here. Now it's just one single kick. What you can do here is you can record it too and export it and then save it to like a pack. That way you don't have to recreate it in the future. See, this little like foley creates like a nice little texture. You can probably add another one. I like the end of that one. Woo! Maybe this. See, so you don't have to have hats. Like, you can use things. Like, this is a lid scrape, you know, but I turned it into an open hat. And it adds texture, you know, it adds something different. Alright, let's add a bassline. What should we use? Harmless. Yeah, let's use harmless. I'm sticking to A minor, so pretty much all the white keys. Oh snap. Sorry if I'm like moving a little fast, you know. I know like maybe some of y'all like to follow along and stuff. I try to remember that. It's just sometimes I get lost, you know, in like the process. But right now I just opened up Harmless. Should rename this. Call it bass. And what I did was I pretty much just lowered the frequency. I put a little bit of this is like a cutoff filter, or this affects the cutoff filter, and I just add a little bit of amount, and it lets some of the higher end through. Sounds a little bit. I think it's the resonance that sounds a little bit clicky, but I kind of like that. Then I added some warming compression just to kind of fatten it up a little bit. Bring this back down. Just kind of listen to wherever you like it. A little bit of chorus is cool, not a lot though. It's okay if like some of the low end has side information, because we can take that out in the like post processing, you know. So just don't worry about like the low end being stereo. Like, you can fix it later. Maybe some. Actually, let me try compress distortion. Yeah, I just kind of add a little bit there. Sometimes I duplicate the kick, shorten it, and create a bass line out of the second kick. Hell yeah, I like doing that too. That creates more of like a rolling bass line though. But you can definitely make bass lines out of a kick. You can make a bass line out of anything really. Alright, let's go. I feel like the bass of that kick needs to be a little bit thicker. It's alright. Let's change the plug here. Let's go into the settings, put it in mono, that way the notes don't clash. Make a new pattern, bass, go into the playlist, maybe make it like 2 bars long. Actually, I think I'm fucking clipping. Am I? I totally am. I'm sorry, it's been like fucking distorting or something. Always add a soft clipper to the master track so that you don't clip. I know a lot of people worry about like being at a certain level or whatever. I really don't, because I just like diving into the creative aspect of it and not worrying about like the technical details. But that's just me. That's just part of my creative process. Just as long as it doesn't sound, I mean, as long as it sounds good, it's good, you know. And the processing later like can be taken care of. It's not even a problem. So alright, now link this to the mixer. Usually link it separate from the drums. I just put it somewhere over here. I always just have a shitload of tracks like this, and I just to give myself space, you know. And now route sidechain it, and I always add the limiter. It's important to always add the sidechain limiter at the very end, like not at the top here. You got to do it at the very end. That way, in case you use any plugins here, this still affects it, you know. Because if you put it up here, it's gonna sidechain, and then the rest of the effects are gonna kick in, and it doesn't work out, you know. So just make sure you have it down at the bottom here. Now let's add Flex. I really like using Flex. This is also a stock plugin for FL Studio whenever you buy it. Um, some of these image line hooked me up because I made a video on YouTube using Flex, and one of the guys, I think his name is Steve, he like hooked me up with some extra packs. So some of y'all might not have these, but I'm gonna try to use some that you should have, like this one, Saif Samir Synthwave. You should be able to get this one for free. So just going to, let's get like a pad. That one's nice. That's nice and spacey. We're just gonna stretch it all the way. Cut it actually. Let's put it into its own category. Paste it, rename it, pad, link it, and sidechain it. Oh shit. And add it to the playlist. And lower the volume because that is fucking loud. Goddamn. Add an EQ. Maybe cut out some of the very sub frequencies. Thanks. It's getting there. It's getting there. Once you add sounds, it starts getting good, you know. It sounds very like deep house. Yeah, it's like a very deep house vibe. Another flex. I really like using this plugin. This one, Arcsun Cityscape, should also be free, or you should also be able to get it. If not, you can use anything really. Like, you don't have to use the sounds I'm using, but just go to the categories here and click on leads. do that. It's the same chord as this one, just in a different area. A little bit shorter. Here's another thing too that happens, and it's kind of annoying. Kind of been meaning to like get in contact with ImageLine about it, or like even try to figure it out. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but if you affect the notes, like for example on the hats, I changed the panning on some of the notes, and so now it's affecting this, you know. Put it back in the center. What else did I change? Did I change the pitch? Yeah, see, so the pitch is a little bit different too. Let's change all this back. I think that was it. You just gotta make sure of that, because I forget sometimes, and then you're like, why the fuck does this sound different? Sidechain it. You know the drill. This really doesn't have any low end, but just to be sure. I feel like it needs like a clap. Maybe we can use a foley as a clap. Alright, let's add an actual lead now. Flex again. Just click. Let's just stick to this one. Lead. stereo shaper. Without anything, with it. Is that another flex? Yes, that's it right there. So let me record that into this. Call it Bell. Purple Lullaby. Just call it Bell. Does sound like a techno lullaby. Should probably be the name of this song. Techno Lullaby. These songs kind of just name themselves. I might not add sidechain to that. We'll see. Alright, this is gonna have to be 8 bars. And let's record it. Alright, I got one note wrong. Right here, let's just correct it real quick. If I lower it. Kind of like it a little bit higher like that. Just lower this. Alright, that's a pretty good bass. That's a pretty good like basis on this track. So now let's get into the mixing and mastering stage of it. So right now that was just creating, you know. I'm just creating. I did a little bit of leveling, but not really, you know. I don't spend, like I said, I don't spend much time on the technical details till I'm ready. And this isn't even me being ready yet. Usually I make several different versions of this, you know, along here, and then I lay out the entire track. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna get into the mixing and mastering of this. Alright, so first step, make a drum bus. Call it drum bus. Color that shit. Oops. Make a bass bus. Bass. That works, whatever. Then make a melodic bus. Make that green. Alright. Usually what I do too is I dock these, but whatever, we'll just leave them here for now. So grab the main kick, which is this one. Route it to this track only. Since these are already linked to this will just go into the drum bus. And grab every other drum thing and then route to this track only. The way that I selected all of these is I use Control Shift. If you're on an Apple computer, I'm not sure what the commands are, but on Windows it's Control Shift. You hold down Control Shift and then you just click on them, and it highlights several of them. See, so now they're all linked to this. Ooh. Damn, that sounds nice. Okay, grab the bass, route to this track only, and then grab all these melodic elements and route to this track only. I might separate some of these, like the bell or something. Just depends, up to your preference, but just keeping it simple for now. So now when you play, you can just mute all of them at the same time, just so you can listen to what you're doing. I think that's pretty good. So now you go in here. Oh snap! Now I'm doing this. I forget. I'm doing this stock only. But yeah, let's do stock only. For this case, then I would use a limiter just to see, so I could show you guys what it's doing. Okay, so step one is raise the ceiling all the way up. That way, even if there's peaks, it doesn't compress anything. And then you go into the compression and you're gonna push it all the way down, or like really like slightly above like full compression. Put the ratio up all the way to, and put the attack, put it at like, I don't know, 30 milliseconds, and just like listen to what it does, you know. If you lower the compression, it completely squashes the attack of the kick. But if you pick it all the way up, kind of like lets it through, you know. And you don't want it fully letting it all through, just I think that's good right there. Then mess with the release. And then you want to bring it all the way back up and slightly bring it in. Just a little bit of compression, just a little bit, you know, and it makes a difference. Another thing that I like to do, I mean, this is using stock again, just using stock stuff. is maybe add Maximus. Is a different is a multi-band compression. Just go to the master one. Make sure nothing's compressing here, so turn off the compressor. Turn off, turn off. Actually, what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. Let's add a distortion. Just a little bit. It just saturates it just a little bit. Okay, and then we can maybe add a wave shaper. And then just bring in the mix here. And this is another thing you can do. It's optional, but it's free. You can download OTT. It's a free plugin from XFER. I don't know how you say that. XFER, whatever. You can download this for free. I know it's not a stock plugin, but it really comes in handy for like a lot of things, especially like drums and for everything. And you can use this for everything. It's a multi-band compressor. So when you initially turn it on, it's gonna sound like shit. Look. But what you do is you lower this probably like, I don't know, as long as you don't go above like 30, just wherever you feel sounds good. I'm gonna put it about like 15, 16, whatever. I lower all these. This is like the compression right here. I lower them just to listen to what it's doing. Now I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on so you guys can hear what it's doing. I'm gonna turn everything off and I'm gonna turn it back on so you guys can listen to like the overall effects that it has on the drums. Off and on. It's a little bit loud, so you might just want to touch down a little bit on the wave shaper. Okay, now for the bass. So this has a lot of stereo information on the low end. So what you want to do is grab a Maximus, turn off this compression, turn off this compression, turn off this compression. We're just gonna go for the low end. You go into bands, you adjust where the low end starts. I keep it around 125 and below, and then you just make it mono. That we don't have any problems. You can do this in the mastering stage too, so you can make this a little bit more stereo, the mid. You can add some distortion. And add some compression to this too. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't even change the ratio on the drums. See, without the compression, with it, just makes it tighter. Just a little bit. And you can add OTT to the bass too. So before all that and after, just makes it come out a little bit more. Let's go into the melodic aspect of it. You can add a Maximus with a fuck. Make this mono. Again, you could change where it starts. 125 is good. Open this up. Stereo. Again, I didn't do it for the bass. Damn. I forget. Oh no, I did. And then add some OTT. Lower that shit. Alright, so now for the mastering. Again, this is just super simple way of doing things. Usually I take my time, you know, do things very precisely. You use other things to mix and master, but this is just stock for you guys, so you can do it with what you got. Okay, so EQ, put it 30 and 18 hertz cut. Then you add a compressor, just use Fruity compressor. Put it 2:1. And we're just gonna listen to what it's doing. And then you're only gonna apply very little bit. Just apply just a little bit and it glues everything, the whole track kind of glues together. And then add a Maximus. Go down to the bands, lower this to about 125. Make this mono. Switch back to monitor. You see these spikes right here? You kind of don't want these spikes right here, so you want to compress those a little bit. See right there, just kind of shave them off a little bit. And you want to observe. I like adding a wave candy, the meter. That way you can know the decibels and stuff. Just put it right here and take this off. So you turn off the compressor. See, before the peak was up at like 7. And with the compressor, just doing some pretty significant compression. So you gotta add some post gain to like lift it back up. That's good right there. Maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, that's good. Then move on to the mid. Same thing, you don't want these super like crazy peaks. Now you don't want to completely take them off either, because you want some dynamic range in your track, but you definitely don't want them spiking super crazy. And for this, you can add some stereo separation, just a little bit or a lot. This depends. Now for the high end, this is usually where the most compression happens, because you got all these crazy peaks. You can add several dots. That way, you know, you kind of have a smoother compression instead of such a sharp compression. And you can add some stereo width to that. Now the master. Here's where you can make things loud. So you move this up, that way it doesn't compress anything. You turn the ceiling down to -3. And then you turn this on to the right. You turn it to the right, just a little bit though, like just barely on like that. And then you turn up the gain. It's gonna get loud, so if you have headphones on, you might want to turn it down a little bit. Usually what I do is I turn it all the way until it's distorting like crazy, then I bring it back down to where it's not distorting. All right. All right, I'm done, guys. Hope y'all learned something, took something away from this. It's not all that great, but it's something, you know. Um, but yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a like. I'm gonna leave it up on my channel. I'm not sure how long it would. An hour and 20 minutes, all packed into an hour and 20 minutes. All right. Um, I hope wherever you are in the world, you are enjoying yourself, having a great day, night, evening, and I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Mm, More content is coming soon. More different genres of techno. Um, Maybe not all stock plugins, because I like it's not limiting. You can do a lot with stock plugins, but I'm just so used to like things that I already use that like my workflow is faster when I'm not doing stock plugins because I don't have to look for things and I don't have to like adjust things to sound the way that I want them to. If that makes any sense to some of you. But but yeah, I'm trying to upload more music to my SoundCloud too. And to hopefully Spotify soon. Just gotta organize myself, but yeah. Thanks for watching and peace.